What's going on, guys? This is Nick from Amstead Digital, also known as Ghost 4H Delta X-Ray. Today I have a special guest with me today. I'll let you introduce yourself.
I'm Cecile from Amstead Digital too.
In this video, we're going to show how to do complex collisions. When I first learned this, before I got with Amstead Digital, I was using UCXs. When I used UCXs in the past, I never really had issues with getting the collisions to work with it, but I had to separate the meshes out and create UCXs for different parts of it. And once I combined them all back in the end with the UCXs, I ended up having light map issues. So with that being said, we at one time we needed some rocks that needed the collisions redone, and I was more than willing to do a bunch of UCXs, which was over 100 items.
Oh my god, yeah.
Which, as stressful as that sounds, she had a better method, a method that I didn't even know about and that I couldn't even find on YouTube. And I will actually let you explain this method, and it's pretty straightforward.
The thing is mostly when you import it, if you go look at player collision, it's just a slab of something. And you can easily see that there is a complex collision if you look here in the tab. So how do we get that? Is like scroll down to the collision settings. Well, first double click the mesh, then go into the collision settings, and then you see collision complexity, and then it says project default. Well, project default will always be simple. Then you click on this, and then you select use complex collision as simple. And then, you know, you're successful when the other one disappears, like the simple one. Save.
Yeah, I think it turns purple.
Yeah, purplish, but I don't know if you can see that in all cases. So now we see it actually does look like what we imported, even in the player collision mode. So what that means is if I go play with it, can actually walk on it, can shoot through its wings. Does it work on your end?
I spawned on the ground, so I'm trying to see if there's maybe a...
Let's just put it lower down.
Yeah, let me just kind of... There we go, now I spawned in. So now I can physically walk on it, so it's adhering to the object rather than around the object. So you don't want to use complex collisions on everything, because it can be taxing. I guess the best times to really use the complex collisions would be maybe like a window, or, you know, if a player's going to jump through the window, or if you're going to walk through a doorway. There are times where creating a UCX could be more beneficial than using the simple or complex, but that would be more or less for the trees. And that's just to have something adhere really close to the base of the tree, but without rendering all of the
anything
other
that
polygons.
needs a better collision, but is such a complex mesh that it would be just generally too taxing, and it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, because I mean, if you get like a high poly tree, it would be like around 25, 30,000 triangles for a really good high poly tree. Yeah. So using complex collision on that would literally render it between 50 to 60,000 triangles. There's a time to use simple collision. There's times where you need to use complex, and sometimes you can use UCXs. I mean, if you really need something super custom, a UCX would be great, but if you just need something to adhere to an object so you can walk on it, such as a like a bridge, you know, complex would be fine for that, because like you said, it's the same way as walking through a doorway. You would need, you know, if there's two posts, you want to be able to walk through those two posts, not be blocked by an imaginary wall. Yeah, I mean, that's a wrap for me, honestly. Unless you have more to add. All right, well, it was a joy having you too. So hopefully I'll see you more in later videos.
Yes, of course.
Okay, guys, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Adjust the desktop audio.